there, fam. Kroot party. Hello, everyone. I am Mr. Brad, King of Reservations, Chester, and this is Brandon, still Frosty Valley, who we've been trying to make models on this black part, green part. I don't know what you used. On this mat, and he has tried to alligator arms it so many times, so he's basically making models off screen. But I have hit him twice with a spray bottle, and I think he's going to be under control now.
Are you sure about that?
No.
That's a bold assumption.
I mean, to be honest with you, I am not sure about it at all. I think that you are going to do what you do. You're like me. You're an uncontrollable force of chaos.
You can't control me, old man.
Oh, that's where you're wrong. I can't control me.
Whatever.
I can't control me either.
whatever. I do what I want.
So let's go over what happened yesterday. This is actually a good story, by the way.
Actually, let's take one step back. I should probably acknowledge what I'm working on.
Oh, let's do that first.
Before we go on a 45-minute tangent, before you ask me what I'm actually working on.
I don't know what you're talking about, Brandon. We've never done that ever before.
I'm pretty sure we've done it every time.
Yeah.
Every time, all the time. So, in anticipation of the new Tau book that's coming out, I decided that I can't have only crisis suits, so I need to make some infantry. So, I looked at my collection, and I had a whole bunch of Tau Fire Warriors that were converted for Kroot. And I need to update these to Breachers, because Breachers are the superior option and have been since they've been released. So I have a mixture.
You're not wrong. Fucking Fire Warriors really want to be Breachers.
You know, last edition they weren't too bad because you could get them up to like 83 and they have 30-inch range, 36-inch range. But then they just went back to being bad.
Yeah, but
Breachers were still better.
No, but before we tell everybody, because it doesn't make sense unless you let everybody know. So what Brandon does is he takes all of his Tau, all of it, literally all of it, and he converts it to have Kroot. It's Kroot pilots, Kroot troops, which is what he's doing right now, and he models them up, and they look pretty badass, to be honest with you. I like making fun of you, but your stuff is pretty cool looking, and I love conversions, which is what you're rocking.
Yeah, I mean, this is an example of a Fire Warrior, so I think it came out really well. I didn't show you that. I started working on a Riptide. No, not that Riptides are that good, but I now have a Riptide in progress. And the reason why I stopped working on them is because I realized that they're still bad.
Yes. Kroot party.
So a lot of these models I started working on back in 2007, and I haven't really touched them since. So I'm going through and removing mold lines. I'm going through and removing some green stuff that I just put a little bit too much on, and just making them look more clean. And then I'm also going to be swapping out their guns. I also have a whole bunch of Kroot Firestalkers that I want to get on bases and start converting them as well to be Breachers. Because the Firestalkers are excellent, awesome-looking models, but the unit's terrible. They're pretty much 10 Kroot that can infiltrate and scout, but they get reroll ones against one target.
I mean, boo. But we do have a new book coming out. I mean, you're not going to get your book before my orcs get their book, and we will talk about DA by the end of this, because I do have them up right now.
DA mean disappointment?
Oh!
They can go back to being chaos again. They're dead to me.
They're the risen now, my friend. They are the risen. No longer the fallen. Thank you very much.
You know, their fluff is so weird to me, but...
You know what, we'll talk about that.
let's talk about your works because there's something coming up literally tomorrow.
Oh, they got a full Mojo release at LVO. You know what? Let me tell you about my story to get to LVO, and then we'll
All right.
talk about the release. Because I am the grand poobah of making it travel happen. So I get up yesterday, I'm doing some work, and I check my email, and it says time to check into your flight. And I'm like, why the hell would I be checking into my flight in 2 days? And that's because my flight was on Wednesday instead of Thursday, because apparently I don't know how to click buttons. So I'm panicking because, oh yeah, I don't have a place to stay on Wednesday, which is today. Obviously, I did get a change. Spoiler alert. And I
I don't
also,
think it would have been that bad. I think you would have managed.
I
It's
don't have
literally
any,
Vegas.
I don't have
It's
any money.
Vegas.
I have no money. I don't have
You
monies to
just
go there.
you can just stand in a casino and you'll
And
be
do
fine.
what? Get kicked out if I'm not spending any money?
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like seniors just ask for a wheelchair or just roll your happy ass around the casino. You'll be fine.
So I try to call Delta, and because the automated thing was just like, go fuck yourself. It's too fast. It's too soon. So Brandon Travel, the oil and water of 40K. Exactly. You don't need money. You don't need a place to stay, Nurgle Matt. I call Delta. I go, hey, I'll use your automated callback thing, which apparently was just like, hey, if you hang up the phone, we're never calling you back, which is what happened. And
I
I,
mean, there was a major winter storm that hit most of the United States this
right.
weekend.
So yeah, they were just slammed. So exactly, Miracle. Good luck calling an airline. So I finally get on. By the way, I started this process right before noon, and I finally talked to somebody at 5:15. So I call this lady. This is my favorite part, and she did a great job. But it was so funny because I'm like, hey, I am handicapped. I ate too much lead paint, and I booked my flight on the wrong day. And she's like, well, there's a flight, Thursday on the exact same time. I'm like, I am aware because that's the one I should have gotten. It's like, oh, I can do that. And she goes, there's basically this giant fee. And it was, I'd like to say $400, but it wasn't $400. It was like 388.57. This is the weird ass number. And I'm like, well, I'm not paying that. And she's like, well, hold on a minute. Give me just a few minutes. And literally 2 minutes later, she's like, all right, I changed it for you with no fee. And I'm like, what even just happened? Did she just try to get me to pay her phone bill? And I was like, I don't have that money. She's like, all right, fine. I'll just change your flight then. Like, because it was such a bonkers weird fee too. So,
You literally could have paid for like 3 nights at Vegas for that much.
yeah. And I'm just like, well, I didn't charge it. I didn't pay it. You know what I mean? And she just like changed it. I'm like, is this like her trying to drum up money? Is this Delta trying to just see if people will pay it? And if you don't, they're like, we'll still change it. Like, again, was I paying one of her
I,
personal bills?
I'm ready for the credit card transaction that's going to come out where you actually do pay the fee. You're going to be like, oh, she
No,
should charge me.
100% she did me a bit of a solid there. You know what? I stayed on the phone, which nobody does, and I waited for the survey so I could give her top ranks. And it was just awesome though, because it's not like she went and asked anybody, by the way. It was like 2 minutes later, she's like, yeah, I changed it, you're good. And I'm like, this is awesome.
You're totally paying that fee.
Oh, for sure, W's in chat. Hold on. No, it's not. It's fucking Hunter's got it right. W's in chat for the nice lady. Wins, baby. So she was awesome. And I made sure I clicked on that survey because I've worked fucking, with that kind of shit. And you got to make sure you rock it out. She was awesome. She literally was just like, I can't do that. And she's like, I'm going to fix this. And I'm like, boss mode. You know
You
what?
probably did her a favor because of all the canceled flights and people wanting to fly in sooner.
Dude, all I'm saying is she rocked it out. It worked out. And you know why it worked out? Because I'm playing orcs. And you just have to believe to make things happen when you're playing orcs.
If you're playing Chaos Space Marines, never would have worked out.
They would have made me fly in on Saturday. if you did the phone survey, you're officially an old man. I am an old man, but also I did really appreciate her. It was $400, which I wasn't going to spend, which meant that I go to Vegas a day early and don't get to do all the things I'm supposed to do today.
You should
Oh,
leave a Facebook survey.
that was the best. She could have said it was just to Brad. Oh, dude, what's up with that, by the way? Why are people like so psycho to leave a bad review? And I don't even look at that shit, to be honest with you, like Yelps and all that other kind of shit, because it's always some bitchy person that's like, I went into Brandon's restaurant and he didn't make things that weren't on the menu. Like, uh, it was not it was not warm enough inside. You're like, what? Who are you? Go fuck yourself.
He just refused to make him a pizza at his burger restaurant. Just how could he?
Exactly. He did not have he didn't have artichokes. Like,
I
what?
asked for a pepperoni pizza, but he said no.
I do love leaving good surveys because people like to serve. People don't get enough credit for the good things that they do. I'm a firm believer in that.
So you should go to Facebook and you should go post a positive survey about this person.
Where the fuck would I go do this? I don't even understand this.
Because the people on social media get shit done. So she'll probably get, accommodations if you go out of your way to leave a positive review for somebody.
Oh, dude, Hunter, I've read that. I don't know if you guys have read this, but there's a ton of stuff you can go look at. Uh, Owners posting their year reviews. It's fantastic. Nothing is better. The only reviews you should ever look at is somebody gives like a 2 or 3 star review, and they're like, "Hey man, some shit happened." But the 1 star people are all not always, but most of the time, just crazy people. They're just insane. Also, move on with your goddamn life. You don't need to shit talk somebody. That dude gave you food, unless he was just absolutely personally mean to you. Go fuck yourself.
There was someone
Exactly.
who left a 1-star review for the National Park Service by me because there was not a Burger King inside the park.
Exactly. Hence the reason why the internet and social media are terrible. You're just like, you gave that person a platform to be crazy and awful to people.
Yeah, but I still think you should do a solid, return the favor, and do a positive review
Where am I posting this? Am I
on the
going to like
Delta
on the Delta
Facebook page.
web?
Yeah. Where everybody puts negative stuff, you would think they want to be like, hey man, 9,000% of the views that we get are for negative people complaining about our
I'm
services.
just afraid that she was like
You
not
should do
supposed to
something
waive this.
positive.
I'm like, I'll just say that she did a good job because when I say she waived a fee, they'll be
Yeah.
like, God damn it, Debbie, we told you to stop waiving that fee, and she just gets fired for doing me a good thing.
Nah. I think you actually did her a solid because people wanted to fly to Vegas early and the flight got canceled, and you're helping her out by giving up your seat and going a day later.
I love it. KR, don't post anything until you actually get on the plane, just in case management goes, wait, she changed it for free? uh, but it's a big thing, though. You know what I mean? There's no, the plane wasn't even like full, you know what I mean, remotely full. Uh, so hopefully it's full enough that they don't cancel my flight at the last second. I've had that happen a lot this last couple of years, by the way. Since COVID, they just have been like so willing to cancel flights. Like, hey man, your flight's not completely full. Go fuck yourself. We'll put you on another one. You're like, yeah, but I'm purposely flying a specific reason on this flight. You're like, well, not anymore. On sand, bro.
Between you and Jared, you guys have had really good flight history.
Oh, I get the nuttiest shit. Uh, it used to really suck when I used to have to go down to trash cities in Florida, like when I was going to Tallahassee and shit. Like there's when you go to the small airports, it's just like, hey man, you missed your flight? Well, cool. Big Earl flies every third day out of here. You're like, God damn it. But also I love traveling, but I hate the travel part. Is anybody old enough to have been flying before 9/11 like I was? I know KR did. Because it used to be so wildly easy. Dude, I used to show up like 8 seconds before the plane was going to leave. I would sprint through the airport and dive onto my plane And they're just like, goddamn young people. You think you're flying today? Get flapping. The but yeah, it was fucking awesome. I mean, it was crazy because when you used to have to take somebody to the airport, like like I take my mom, I'd have to go like stand there and wait for her to get on the plane. Travel is part of the experience. Yeah. I don't, it would be different if I didn't freak out when I was in cars. I take more road trip. I mean, it takes so, I say take more. We take so many road trips for 40K. Oh, dude, when you went to the airport, you just hung out. There was all the restaurants and the shops and stupid shit. I can't, Corey. I'm literally ashamed right now to say because I've told myself like 100 times that I should be on TSA pre-check, and then I always forget to do it because I'm an idiot. I mean, I'm the dude that literally booked the wrong day. You know what I mean? So I do forget. Oh yeah, that's true. You used to do that. You used to skip customs on that for military. Also, it's like a big deal because I fly out of Detroit, and one of the biggest things about Detroit is you are literally rolling the casino dice. Because like when you go through TSA, sometimes it takes 5 seconds, and sometimes it takes an hour and a half. So I'm always at the airport wildly early because I'm also an old man, and then I just end up like hanging out and getting a meal at the airport.
Uh, is that in quotations? We both know you don't actually get a meal at the airport.
Well, I mean, I drink at the airport.
A meal.
I mean, I also eat some food, but
Man, this bottle of wine is so refreshing and filling.
it has calories. Smoke with TSA once liked it. I went to, the one time that I actually was going to remember to do TSA pre-check, whoever was in front of me just took like an hour. So like I was like, I'm out. But I fly enough where it's ridiculous that I don't have it. You know what I mean? I go somewhere like every month. I'm drinking a protein shake to go, 100%. I debated on literally checking a bag just so I could send some protein drinks and stuff with me on the plane. Because I hate, I'm actually bringing an army now. I mean, Yurik's bringing me some orcs. Thanks, man. Uh, Brenton supposedly painted the knobs, but then doesn't want to bring him because he's not bringing any other models. So he's outsourcing me.
Are you sure you could have an army?
50-50. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind just chilling out with Joe at War Games Live. Just hanging out. That doesn't sound bad either.
I mean, did you buy a ticket?
Yeah. I got Matt. Yeah. Matt. I got Mike D'Angeli's ticket. So I'm ready to go. I have a ticket. I'm staying with Matt Aaron. I got a room. I mean, I didn't get any of these things. I got other people's things. So, but I am like officially not homeless. I officially have an actual ticket to the event. I've uploaded my roster.
Wow.
I think I'm registered for their thing also.
What thing?
Where you gotta be LVO registered for the convention also, but I don't think I did that. Worst part of tournaments is the playing games, but you're not wrong, to be honest with you. I mean, the tournaments should be the tournament also has games. The best part is just hanging out with everybody and just doing stuff. Exactly. Brad is adult at Brad Adulting. Or hashtag Brad, whatever the hell that is. You think they're gonna get touched on, you think they're gonna get touched on the data slide? I just feel that that's so soon. I don't like when when stuff gets touched so fast. It's not like it's like dominating broken.
What's going to get touched?
Corey's like 18 races are definitely getting touched on the data slate. It's just one of those things where like we have like fuck all for data. I mean, they came out in December. There was like one tournament. You know what I mean? There's hardly anything in December that was large, and then we've had a
Wasn't there
Smither
just like a 400-person tournament in England?
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The army's very, very good, but I don't think that it's like we need to change points immediately. That's just my my opinion. Too many are showing up. Yeah, yeah. What? Gary, I did read they're opening up the new food courts. Actually, raised the prices for Vegas and the various menus look good. Dude, last year the Rio was a pit of despair for food and everything. It was god awful. Everything costed $1 billion and it sucked balls. It, that hotel was sad. It was just dark and crazy.
It's probably gonna be sad this year.
They renovated it. They renovated the Rio. They had a complete renovation since last year. So, dude, you know what bounces? We played Wraiths into Death Guard. Whoa! Welcome to hitting on sixes, yo. Unit of Nurglings right behind the unit of Death Shroud. Already making them weapons go 5, and then -1 after that. You're just like, yeah, that's not happening, yo.
So what's your list? What are you taking, LVO?
I am taking Mazrog, the Great White Whale, big dick, kick-ass motherfucker. I'm almost positive that's what his name is in the data slate.
It sounds right.
Bad Rock in 10 flash kits, 2 war bosses with 2 units of knobs and trucks. The flash kits also go in a truck most of the time. Then I've got the knob on Smash a Squig with the Kill Wampa head chopper, giving me dev wounds on crit hits. And then I've got 6 Squigog Riders that go with him. And then I've got 2 units of 3 Squigog Riders, 3 units of Gretchen. I went an extra unit of Gretchen because of the terrain for LVO. And then 2 units of Storm Boys.
So how confident are you? What do you think your record's gonna be?
10-0. That's what I need to win the LVO. So of course I have to choose that. You have to.
Is that including your favorite shadow round?
That is including the shadow round. You have to visualize and then you achieve, Brandon. Visualize, then achieve. That's what it's all about. And if I do lose a game, I just love playing orcs. It's fun. So that'll be great. I'll drink more. People complaining about race and bring the. I mean, I think that the army is very, very good. I just don't think it's nerf worthy. If you don't go 10-0, you can't come home. I am not bringing 69 Grot tanks. I'm gonna check that food court out, KR, because the prices last year were bonkersville. Like I'm legit like worried because I have no cash right now that I'm going to like have to take out a home loan to eat at LVO. That's the prices were so bad last year.
Well, maybe you should check a bag so at least you pack some snacks or something.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was gonna bring my Dr. Pepper Zero, protein drinks, and some other shit. Like I've got these new. I actually have these new protein chips. They're terrible, but I love them. They're like almost no carbs and just things. It's like a nice snack to have. If you ate them, you would like literally throw them at me for sure. Because I know they're objectively not good, but it's just something. Sometimes you want a snack. You know what I mean? You want to have that fucking shove food in your stupid gullet fucking motion. You know what I mean? And it's nice to have that kind of shit where you're just not like, hey, because I got to drop like 20 pounds or something to not be dying. I'll feed you for a coaching game. Done. I don't know how you realize how much I eat.
Someone's gonna go bankrupt.
Yeah. Takes a lot of food to keep me 3 foot tall and 600 pounds. Terrible, but love them as a mixed signal. That's why you know that I make bad decisions, Matt. All the time. Oh, yeah, dude. The last years when we were I bought the house salad. I was eating chicken Caesar salads for fucking, I think it was 26 to be honest with you. We're making fun of like saying 25, but it was actually slightly more. It was just so bonkers. You're just like, what? Like, fuck that. I will be at the gym every day. Rock that out. He has a see old man strength in effect. I, the funny thing is like I literally am like, huh, you know, I gotta really drop some weight and I'll go lighter and everything that I usually do. And I'm like, how about instead I just get stronger? You're like, no weight loss? Like, nah, don't worry about that. Just be old. I feel like the what was it the last the Rocky Balboa. Speed, you got none. We can't do road work, your knees will blow up, but you got raw power. Oh, dude, I heard that from multiple people. That must be a real thing on that. Worst margaritas of your life are at Rio. Dude, Britt, I think, would have taken a flamethrower to the Rio. She hated that place with a passion of 1,000 suns. I'm almost positive that she was going to start like Agent 47 murdering everybody that ran that place. She just hated it.
So why do you think it's going to improve over last year?
The full renovation, dude. The last year was also like,
That doesn't fix the prices. If anything,
yeah,
that
but like Kara
increases
was
the
saying that they
prices.
have a new food court and stuff, and that they were saying that the prices are a lot less. So if they have more, if they had like two restaurants that you barely could get in, and they were awful, and they costed $1 billion last year, and they had an entire walkway where there was supposed to be a bunch of restaurants and other things happening, but they were all closed while we were there. It was just bonkers. That was just sad.
You should put up a poll. Will the Rio be better than last year?
I don't remember what she called it. Britt called it like the sadness prison. I can't remember the exact quote, but it was just crazy. Um, I really wish we were still on the strip. I get it, but like, man, it was so much more convenient. There was more things to do. As soon as you were done with the games, you could go to a bunch of the, like Paris had a bunch of great restaurants. We ended up staying there the last 2 years that I went to Vegas because Paris is connected to Bally's. So it was just super easy. I do want to see what they did with the remodel. So I just want to, I mean, I'm going to give old man stuff again. Vegas used to be a great trip for people that eat too much like myself because food used to be like wildly crazy cheap because they wanted you to gamble as they were trying to put you in. So you could eat for like nothing. Now it's just crazy cost on everything. Brandon's ignoring me on his channel, so I come here. As well you should, Eloise. Wee, wee, wee. Exactly. Back in my days. Well, I used to, because I own pizza places. I used to go to the pizza convention, and I think I showed up to it once in like 14 years, but it was at Vegas. So you could write it off. So, man, a bunch of other pizza guys would roll out. But it used to be cheap. It is not cheap. So, but I am excited to see what they've done. I still wish we would go back to the strip. 100% KR. It was a billion times better. It just gave you a lot more options because you could just run out and go to like a million different places. I mean, the strip just always has something going on. You know what I mean? Plus, you can rock outside. And let's be honest with you, you have to go outside sometimes, man. You can't stay in the dungeon. Brands is making Kroot breachers. Kroot breachers. Kroot breachers and me. So, how many are you gonna make?
30.
Do we know if they're gonna have any special weapons? Has there been any leaks on that?
I haven't heard anything. I expect we'll hear something. Actually, I'm going to assume no. There's a 0 chance they're going to give Breacher special weapons.
The funny thing is, Nurgle Mag goes, Bradley knows Papa John and the Little Caesars cartoon. The funny thing is I actually do know Papa John, but so because he's the Kroot master. He converts the entire army to Kroot. Because conversions, I'm going to get you in a fight with KR and myself. Conversions are the bomb. You should always have them, KR. Never make a stock model.
Absolutely.
I love that. The rumored Kroot box.
I'm ready.
I'm like really surprised that we haven't seen more of everything.
It's literally going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, but they're doing that really, like every other company puts out like so many teasers for shit for like a while to get people juiced up. GW is like literally murdering people on the streets to stop them from telling stuff.
Ooh. I think GW puts out a shit ton of teasers.
Let's talk about the fact that KR gave you a fact. He goes, man, I'm really surprised that Brandon isn't building more Outriders for that awesome Raven Wing.
Because it's garbage.
Care to respond to that quote?
It's garbage.
Uh-oh. Are you going to feel bad when they announce all the new Kroot models tomorrow?
No. I'm probably going to buy them. I'm excited for Kroot Cavalry and new Kroot Tops, and I'm ready for some new sculpts.
Kroot box.
Maybe I'll get 3 of them.
Should we talk about the Inner Circle now that we're talking about Dark Angels?
Yeah.
We did touch on them for like 8 seconds before I started talking about my airline fiascos. Sometimes you got to do stuff. You know what?
So what's come out this week for Dark Angels?
Raven Wing stuff. They got good strats.
Do they though?
They do. The enhancement that you can show up on turn 1 is pretty boss mode.
Yeah, but they don't have any bike characters to put it on.
Bro, we don't know. You don't know. This is like me saying that Eldar is not going to be good because the reveal was Guardians, and everybody fucking brings that back into my face every day now. So
those Guardians are bad, and nobody ever took them.
Exactly. That's my whole point. What they did, they revealed Guardians, and Guardians were goddamn awful. People remember when you said Eldar was bad? No, I said Guardians are bad, and I stand by that. But the Ravenwing stuff, the enhancement was really cool. Show up in turn 1. I don't really care about the points thing. I don't think that'll make any difference, but whatever, it's a cool thing. But you can show up in turn 1. +1 a wound on a character. Characters leading models all over the place. So that was okay. -1 hit's always cool. I wish they had the old rule where if you just advanced, you got -1 though. That would be cooler. No, it just doesn't count towards it. You know what? Here, I'll put up the window capture. Give me 2 seconds here. Boom! I covered you completely up, Brandon.
Perfect.
Hold on. I'll let the people see you. I can see you. Here, I'll cover me up.
See, I think the most interesting thing about that entire release is that Outriders are going into battle line, but that doesn't actually solve any of the problems that Outriders have.
Well, we'll see though. It could be cool.
They're still bad. Remember when we did the math on how many Outriders it would take to kill a single custode jet bike?
If they're different, they have some weapons now. Man. You gotta have hope, Brandon.
You know it. I know.
This S on my chest stands for hope from my planet. That's all I'm saying.
Strongsville, Ohio?
Let's talk about these Dark Angels, the Inner Circle guys. For one, Inner Circle's pretty badass. -1 damage. Can we agree that that's pretty badass? Hey, Nurgle Matt, how cool is it when Death Guard got -1 damage? Seems pretty good. So that's legit. Inner Circle rules badass. The enhancement is pretty sweet too. You can set things. I mean, being able to bring reserves in on turn 1 is a big deal. S stands for heirloom weapons. So Here's my issue. For Vow target's very cool too. +1 to wounds, always cool. You just choose an objective and get +1 to wound on that. That's pretty cool. It's Deathwing infantry only, which is fine because you're basically using this in a Deathwing army, which is all infantry. So the problem is when you take a look at Nick's Deathwing army and you look at Deathwing Knights and see that they're 290 for 5, I was just like, ooh, that's significant.
Rumor has it they're locked to 5 too.
I'm fine with that. At that point in time, why would I just not bring a command squad or just a Deathwing?
Because the command squad's going away.
You can't take the command squad away. The command squad's bread and butter. It's been around forever.
They're taking away the Ravenwing command squad, so why would they keep the Deathwing command squad?
You don't take away my command squads. Is Belial gonna not suck? Is this the time for Belial to shine? Also,
he's 85. He's 85 points for a Terminator character.
I do love the fact that they just jammed a Ballistus Dreadnought in this list for no reason. And also, who makes a list that night? This actually made me angry. He made a list that's 1970. That made me want to punch a baby. So,
I mean, Deathwing isn't really known for their tactical flexibility of filling up the last amount of points.
take an enhancement, goddammit.
You can't, because there's one Terminator character.
No, he's got Librarian and Terminator armor.
And he took an enhancement, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Belial can't have enhancements.
Well, you should give him an enhancement of being better.
He's getting a new model, so he may be better.
But I heard about their weapons kind of sucking balls too, though.
Yeah, they're strength 5 attack, strength 6, AP 2, 1 damage.
Oof. That is what the French call les suck.
They have to be getting a new rule for them to go 55 points.
They are a lot.
It's also possible that those points are wildly inaccurate and
how are they wildly inaccurate? They're literally on their site.
Because none of the codex points have been accurate.
I mean, you're not wrong on that. They have like over time literally put out wrong rules and wrong points on their reveals. A lot, actually.
Yeah.
-1 damage is a real thing, though.
It's not 5 dudes for 300 points real, though.
Yeah, but it can't. Who's all inner circle? That's the point.
Terminators.
Yeah, I'll bring regular Terminators. I don't even bring Deathwing Knights right now. Just bring regular Terminator models. Bring that command squad that's going to come back. I know it.
It's literally no longer in the book. I guess you could take Blade Guard.
Man, Blade Guard are like the Diet Coke of Terminators.
But they're inner circle.
Yeah. They heard about the inner circle on the internet. Those guys are not on the list. Hold on, let me check and see if you're on the list. You're not on the list. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, 500 points for 5 exactly. Custode points. Custode should cost like $1 billion. The problem is that Custode's lore, like every one guy could take on like a chapter of Marines by himself. Those guys are bonkers down. Yeah, the Mace of Absolution should be pretty badass, hopefully. I mean, they look cool. I actually prefer the dudes with the cloaks, though. Is the Terminator guys have cloaks, too? Is there anybody that has that?
Yeah, I think the new kit coming out does.
Because
not like the basic regular Terminators, but I think
but cloaks
they're coming
are sick.
out with okay.
Cloaks look cool. That's all I'm saying. Cool cloak for the win. GW Meta reports that all the named characters will have the Deathwing keyword. Yeah, I mean that's that everybody they should, because all the characters should have inner circle. Those are the people that know about the secrets.
So the fluff confuses me. Like, okay, so the inner circle is to find the fallen, but if the fallen are all dark angels again,
it's not, because that's the new fluff that's moving forward. So basically they always had secrets. This is the Dark Angels. So like before the Lion showed up with the Dark Angels were literally what the Emperor sent to do horrible shit. Like if he needed to exterminate a race, he sent the Dark Angels. And they weren't allowed to talk about it. So they became a bunch of psychos. They like adorned themselves with skulls and shit like that. And then they got the line from Caliban. They started getting their refreshments, their new Marines from Caliban instead of Terra. And then he put, the nightly rigid structure on them. They still had to do a bunch of crazy shit. So they were basically leveled in secrets. And then after the line got smoked and put in stasis by the Watchers in the Dark, they basically made it so, because the Emperor's last command to them was basically exterminate chaos, kill chaos, defeat chaos. I forget exactly what the line was, but they go to do that, and then half their legion turns to chaos, is what they think, which didn't happen because they got scattered throughout the galaxy. Like everybody that was on Caliban when it got blown up, half of it, like a bunch of all those dudes that were considered the Fallen, literally got scattered around the galaxy. So like only a percentage of people actually were Fallen. They were all considered the Fallen, and they already were all about secrets, and then they made the inner circle. So like as you level up, you get to know a little bit. Like they don't even tell like the regular Dark Angels what their actual thing is that they're supposed to do. They tell you that you're supposed to take that hill and that's it.
This sounds like Scientology.
Kind of.
The more money they pay, the more secrets they get.
Exactly. You're I don't even remember what their levels are called. They're
Thetan levels. So
that's when you find out about Zeratul or whatever the guy in the volcano was. Yeah, that's the dude from StarCraft, but I don't know what the Scientology guy's called. He's the bad guy that didn't let the souls escape Earth and all that stuff. But yeah, Dark Angels are down with their secrets. And then the Lion came back, and then he has the conversation with some of the Fallen, and they're like, hey man, like we weren't trying to turn on anybody. You just showed up and like started shooting us. We didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know what I mean? So there are people that are fallen in their chaos. They're just corrupted. But there's a shit ton of them that are just kind of wandering around trying not to get murdered by other Dark Angels. And then the Lion took them in. The Lion's a badass. He has his boots of mighty ass kicking, and he doesn't fucking play that. So sometimes you got to be awesome. I'm actually looking forward to the new lore moving forward. The Lion, come on. And I'm such a geek for this stuff, but like literally the Fallen becoming the Risen. Come on, that's awesome. It's cheesy, but it's awesome. Come on. You know it is. So like he's putting those guys back into the fold. Bobby G's doing Bobby G shit, which is running the Imperium. But like the Lion gets shit done, and he does the dirty jobs that people don't want to do. So I want to see what the Dark Angels do in the lore.
So why are the new Risen Primaris? Shouldn't they be the traditional old school Marines?
Yeah, but I think that they're getting juiced up. Yeah, man. I think they're just pushing everybody to church. They don't have lore for that yet, to be honest with you. They haven't really covered that, but that'll be in the new books. We've got 2 new novels coming out for Dark Angels, and you have the Codex. So we'll have just like a bonkers amount of fluff. Austin, yeah. Cody is showing up telling Asriel that he's got secrets because he is the spy master. Cody does have a lot of shit going on. I mean, not as much as Eisenhorn, who just was constantly with his gang of miscreants. He basically had the Suicide Squad before the Suicide Squad.
Cody is a guy who needs a new model.
The Lion is the micro of the Imperium. He is definitely doing the dirty jobs. Yeah, but he is though. Like the Emperor just sent the wolves were the Emperor's assassins, but like they got to kill shit and have epic glory. The Dark Angels literally did crazy shit for the Emperor. Like you're like, hey man, I don't want these people to even be known. The Dark Angels also have like a bunch of like banned weapons and shit like that they're not supposed to use. Like they still have Men of Iron. That's like a real thing that they have. So That's a huge deal. Like they just, but like the Lion for forever has always been like, well, this has to be done. I give the Lion is basically like the agent from Serenity. You know, he's like, I'm not going to live in this society, but I have to do these terrible things to make sure society keeps going. So I wonder what they're going to have the Dark Angels actually do. Because, like, the Lion's not about being bureaucracy guy. He's going to go fuck some shit up. So I'm actually kind of excited to see where the hell he goes. So what are you looking? What do you like? Fluff lore wise. What are you looking forward to? What would you like to see stories continue on, Brandon? Or do you care at all?
I mean, all that Yadari fluff just kind of vanished into thin air.
That just went away. That was that was super disappointing. Be honest with you, they did not finish that storyline with Yanae.
It's like, hey, Gilliman's back, yay! And then that's it.
Yeah, they literally juiced. They've got Gilliman, and they were like, but Gilliman walked away like an '80s movie with an explosion behind him, just walking away, not paying attention. Like that shit burnt to the ground. You're like, are we gonna finish the story? What story? G-Man just walked away from a bomb going off.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like incomplete plot points that I'd like to see resolved.
I can see that. I think that they've retconned like a shit ton of stuff. I mean, they've also got like a ton of things that they have to go over. There's fucking what 30 some years now of fluff, so that shit's been changed pretty hard.
You should get a job at GW and start working on that consistency.
You're not wrong. The Arctech Walk fucks up Iron Warriors and Dark Mechanicus just for fun. It's not even that. It's the Men of Iron. Those would be the AI guys that revolted in the dark age of technology.
I mean, I would like to see the return of some more Demon Princes or Demon Primarchs. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Here's it.
But
I'd love to see just more Primarchs, to be honest with you. The one the models look sweet. Come on, man. The Fulgrim model they put out for 30K was such bullshit. Why are we not getting that for 40K? That thing's.
I want to see the Iron Warriors guy.
Perturabo?
Yeah, I think he'll be pretty awesome if he ever gets a model.
I'd like to,
and he's still doing stuff. Like, it's not like he's dead.
When's my boy Vulcan coming back? He's been in and out of stories this entire time. He's alive and running around. He's an eternal. He's a perpetual. 100%, John. Like, same thing I say. That they're finally advancing the story after 30 years of basically being in the same spot. 100%. Gaz does smoke Angron. Angron is literally the dude that takes care of ads. If you're playing an MMORPG, you put Angron on ads. He destroys anybody that's not a main named character, and he loses every fight he's ever been in to the final bosses every time. Just literally, is he beat anybody of name character style? Like real people, big battles. I mean, just he gets ruined every time. Ugh, poor Angron. He's one of the. He's what are the? Is he the only one or one of two that didn't actually rule his planet by the time they came back? Like he was just still fighting as a gladiator slave. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Bro, everybody else is like, yeah, I took that planet away like a long time ago.
He's just slacking.
He is slacking. It's like kind of what's up, yo? He could have beat these people down. He gotta Spartacus that shit. That's a big deal.
I don't think we'll see Vulcan. I think Russ is way more.
Oh, likely. I'd love to see the Russ. It's just, what do you bring him back as? He's been in the fucking warp this entire time.
A giant werewolf? That'd be awesome.
I mean, dude, I can't believe he's not already out. Remember when they brought up the 13th Company? And you're just like, for sure, the Lion is coming out. I was like, for sure he's going to be the next. And then he just wasn't. I was like, what the hell is going on?
That's
How
a whole
go?
other plot point that just vanished out of the middle of nowhere.
Well, yeah, because they were supposed to, the lore was is once they came back, the lion, the legend was is when they came back, the lion came back. Eloise wants to know, how does the Kroot breachers, how's it going? Whose legs, whose arms, whose dong?
Who's
The
Dawn?
pressing question is, what kind of dong are you putting on these guys?
The biggest dog. I don't think birds have a dog. I could be wrong though.
John Mortarian was on the final assault, so I guess he technically didn't run the planet, but he did come back and ruin that place. Things didn't go well for those dudes.
I'm currently cleaning up the mold lines and extra bits of plastic off Kroot legs.
So, like, are you just using Kroot and then putting a breacher gun on them? Like, how do you do this conversion?
No, so the breacher kit is very similar size to the Kroot kit. So I'll give them shoulder pads, antennas, a weapon swap, some armor plates.
So,
I'm
so you use, like, what would you say, 70% Kroot and 30% breacher?
I think that's a good assumption.
So what are the must-haves? Like, obviously, it has to have the right gun.
It has to have the right gun. I think the shoulder pad helps out too. Because it's supposed to have a 4+ armor save, so they definitely need some sort of armor. So there's a couple ways we could go about it. With these Fire Warriors, I actually, back in the day, took Cadian torsos and used the Cadian torso and then fill the gap in the green stuff because they're actually taller. Used the Fire Warrior shoulder pad along with the pulse rifle. I think something similar like that. I need to think it through and how exactly I want to do it. They're definitely going to have shoulder pads. They're definitely going to have cloaks and capes and stuff because cloaks and capes are cool. And I still have a whole bunch of these wood elf cloaks from 2006.
Sorry, I don't know if I don't know if Kroot have a cloaca. So, the dirty hole.
They may.
Who knows? I mean, it's probably hard to process everything after you eat a person.
I think they regurgitate it. I think they spit it back up.
After they absorb it,
Yeah.
because they got to absorb the DNA.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they eat it and then they just spit it back up afterwards.
That seems less than optimal.
But I'm excited for the new Kroot reveals. I imagine we're going to see the new Kroot box set, or at least some of the new Kroot models, in the very least, come out tomorrow.
What are you going to think we're going to see on the reveal? Ready? Ooh, I'm going to go this to everybody. What are we seeing tomorrow on the reveal? What are they revealing?
They are going to reveal the new Orc model that's coming out. Because that book is coming out soon. They're going to reveal the new Kroot box set. So we'll see what trackers look like. We'll see if there's an alternative build for the Kroot trackers and what Krootots. I would love it if they had an Narlock, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think for Old World they'll release like Wood Elves or something. Just another popular faction that currently doesn't have models. For Kill Team, I think it's going to be Votan versus something.
You think it's going to be Votan?
Yeah. Well, we need to see what the Night Lords are going to fight against. So whatever the Night Lords are going to play against, because that's the next Kill Team. So Dark Elder maybe. I don't know. What hasn't received models recently?
I mean, a lot. I can't see that they're not going to show new Orc, new DA, new Tau.
Well, they're not going to do Dark Angels. Like they've already shown everything. It's literally going up for pre-order this weekend, isn't it?
I think the custodes are going to be shown too. KR's got a point in that. Yeah, but I guess, but like we've got, you got to reveal the new shit that's coming out. We've got what 3 codices that'll be out in the next 2 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Orcs are next. They're going to show Orcs because they haven't shown anything for them,
Which is
and
weird.
they're probably only getting a character because the last codex for Orcs they released all the what are they called? Blood axes. I don't the weird new Orcs.
Linux hasn't been around forever.
No, what are the new feral orcs called?
What's that?
The new feral guys. Because the orcs just got a really large release last codex.
Well, you have the snake bites. You've got all the squig riders and all that shit that we got.
Yeah, so they're only getting a character.
I'd love mandrakes to come out. Mandrakes are awesome.
So I would
Sorry, beast snaggers. It was all the snagger boys. All the beast snaggers.
That's it. So I think we're gonna find out what's being paired with the Night Lords. Maybe it's mandrakes, maybe it's against custos. I don't know, something interesting. But it's going to be an enhancement. It's not going to be a new kit because they typically release a new kit and then an enhancement for the other army. That's why I'm thinking it's probably Votan or something.
Redemptor size mech boss. Oh, that would be badass. I just want to. Dude, I want to run snake bites badly. I want to bring. It's the same thing that I want to do with Exodites. I just want to run dinosaurs, basically. To be honest with you, I love the idea that there's an orc clan that thinks that the new orcs are too high tech and soft. Goddamn kids and the technology! Get off my lawn!
It's the brand of orcs.
Yes. That's why I want to run them. And they're Biat Maz coming from them. That's why snake bites are awesome. They're also like super wildly durable. At least they used to be. The rule, but like, yeah.
I would like to see new swooping hawks.
I'd like to see a bunch of new. I still want Exodite Eldar. I want dinosaur riding dudes with bright lances on their heads. I'm like Dr. Evil. All I want to see is dinosaurs with bright lances mounted to their heads.
I think they're probably going to tease what they're going to show at Adepticon. Because you got to have a teaser for the teaser.
A teaser for the teaser?
Yeah.
I would like to see, freaking a snag of knob. Hell yeah. Maybe big.
So we'll probably have some Horus Heresy plastic head. Who knows if it's Guard or if it's Space Marines? Who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's mainly going to be Tau. I think that's what they're going to focus on.
Mainly Tau?
Yeah, I think so.
I think you're crazy. They got to put out a bunch of new orc shit.
I think you're only going to get a single character.
I will pee.
Just like Necrons and Amber.
I will pee on their release if they do that. That is true. Adepticon probably is going to be when they kick off the new mission pack. Because we should actually have a new season, like now, to be honest with you. They originally told us that the seasons for the missions were going to be 6 months, correct?
Well, it's been over 6 months.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I feel like every 6 months is a little lofty for GW.
I mean, well, they did tell us that we were going to get quarterly data slates.
I mean, they did a pretty good job with the FAQs.
Data slates, not FAQs.
Yeah, same difference.
No new book. I haven't even started. That's the good thing, Eloise. You don't have to worry about the old rules. You just get the new ones. I would like to see tank busters come back. In a world where there's so many vehicles, tank busters should be legit.
But they have a relatively new kit, don't they? Do you mean better rules?
Better rules. I want rules, bro.
I thought tank busters currently exist right now.
They suck.
They have like the.
They're bad right now. They make me sad. They make me cry a little tear. Tank busters are awful. I used to play a bunch of them. When I took them to Nova.
Okay. So let's have a serious moment here. Why would they change the rules? Well, let's look at Space Marines and everything they had in the Space Marine Index. And then let's look at the Space Marine Codex. And all of the rules changes were generally worse. Like they changing oaths to be worse, changing Terminator equipment so you couldn't get all the cool options. Changing Stern Guard so they don't get re-rolls.
Well, you think they're gonna make tank busters worse? What do they shoot your own
No,
models?
I just don't see them getting new rules.
That's the only way tank busters could get worse is if every out of 2+ you shoot your own guys.
that out of one, if you roll that one, you're shooting your own tank.
I mean, they're so bad.
I just don't see him getting new rules.
I beg to differ. I am the optimist about hopeful rules. You are like negative Nancy. I am optimist Oscar.
Yes. Okay. All right. Well, we'll find out real quick when we see the new entry for Outriders.
You
When
know
I can
what? I bet you
have.
was okay. Here's the thing. You know what? We're almost done here. I'm putting up a poll. Let's see. Will the reveal? Let's. I gotta go with reveal. Will the new Orc Codex be better than the Index?
I mean, by default, yes, because they're just getting more stuff. I just don't think they're getting really any new units.
It's gonna be awesome. Not Boomer Marines. KR, I agreed with you, and people like literally set me on fire because KR was like, "Hey, when DA, BA, and Space Wolves get their books, are they going to be able to use the old detachments?" And I said I'd like it so that they had to use their specific detachments. You know what I mean? Whatever they have in the book, whatever the 3-4 detachments they get. And people were like, "You're stupid, Brad. You should be set on fire." I was like, "Oh." Well, I guess there's that.
I think they'll be allowed to use whatever detachment in the Space Marine book, plus the 3 that they have.
That's so many, though. It also makes them so not DA or BA or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever. I'm a Lord Dork, I guess, because I really want my guys to play like the fluff of the lore. And letting them have access to every single Marine detachment just feels like you're never going to have that feel. Uh-oh, polarize this, Captain. Like it. I like that.
I need a vote in your survey so I can.
Do you think that the reveal's going to be good shit?
If you like Kroot,
If you like Kroot. I mean, so you're excited?
I'm excited for the Kroot.
Will Ravenwing be good?
No, 0 chance.
Am I going to have to play these guys in a tournament just to prove you wrong?
You're going to be very sad when a single bike takes up like half your deployment zone.
Feel I already showed you the power of the Vanguard Marines.
Oh, speaking of Vanguard Marines, you were quoted in an Auspex Tactics video I just watched about Vanguard Marines.
Of what?
Like, just saying how you took John Lennon's list and did well with
God damn it!
it.
She pisses me off so much. Motherfuckers.
So, like, they said that John Lennon came up the list, and that you were you made the 4th version of that list, and were successful with it.
You know what?
So,
all I'm going to listen to is you were successful with that list. That is correct, sir.
you were successful. You got what, 3rd place at that tournament in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I went 5-0.
That doesn't determine your place. Were you 1st, 2nd, or 3rd?
The entirety of 2023, every single time I went undefeated in a tournament, and there was another undefeated, I lost the tiebreaker. Every time. It didn't matter what the tiebreaker was. I figured out a way to not win that tiebreaker. Michigan GT, Gemhammer, Everwinner. I have so many tournaments that I'm like 2nd or 3rd in that I lost no games. I lose all tiebreakers.
Well, they changed it because it's win-loss, or it's the schedule of the people you've beaten. So if you have a record like last year, you'll do really well at LVO.
Austin, that is true. I take it for I changed like 100 points of it, but Sean Rice did make the list. He liked it. I ran solo Uriel, and he likes that stupid command squad. I still don't like those guys. The hero.
The concept that Sean came up with, like, we were playing that list in my basement back in September.
Yeah, like way early. Yes.
Yeah, but it's John Lennon's list because
whatever. I won't even bitch.
You are such a copier, Brad.
100%.
You don't come up with any creative ideas. Just so you know.
I don't. Never. That's how I am. Still paying for when Sam Dayton made me run those goddamn suppressors. I'm gonna clip that for him. He gets still mad to this day.
I don't think suppressors were the reason why you didn't win that event. I think the fact you were dying in the last day was the reason why you didn't win the event.
I mean, potato, potato.
Having a different 90-point unit in your book or in your army list was not going to help you with that game.
Dude, I was on top of my game for that.
Until you were literally having a seizure at the table.
Yeah, I mean, so I couldn't see. So I let him play both sides. It's all good. I'm taking the poll down because it was pretty unanimous that orcs should be better.
I never said the new Orc Codex was going to be worse than the Index. I just said they're not getting any new units.
I'm gonna make Ravenwing work.
You can. You want to borrow my bikes, and you can.
Yes.
You can take 6 battle line units of Outriders with no special equipment and try to make it work. You can fit 3 Chaplain Samael and 6 3-man bike squads with an Outrider.
I'm waiting for the rules. They're gonna have some stuff I can use. All right, how about this? If Ravenwing is even remotely playable, I will bring him to a tournament using your models and go for best overall.
Here's my prediction for Ravenwing. You know that first company detachment that Space Marines have? It's going to be on their level.
Why is my night bot again? There we go. There, see, look at me. I know how to do stuff. So 100%.
I want it to be good. The ability to advance and shoot is still pretty strong. I just don't see a world where.
You know what? I'm taking a stand on this. Ravenwing is going to be good, and I'm going to win not just a tournament. I'm going to win the overall at a tournament with Brandon's bike stuffs at that tournament. So it has been written, so it shall be done in accordance with the prophecies.
You might win Best Painted for a chance.
Nope. Well, maybe that too. I have a Best Painted. That's a real thing.
With that Dreadnought?
No, not something I painted, of course. 20 some years ago, Sniggs and I went to a tournament, and he had painted my army and his army. And in best painting, I got first, and he got second. So I do have a scroll. That was the thing they gave was scrolls. So I do have a scroll that says Brad Chester best painted. All right. On that note, put your hand in the camera and give us the Queen's wave. Thanks everybody for hanging out.